This is the Cinematography for Actors podcast.
More than a podcast, CFA is a vibrant community devoted to bridging the gap between talent and crew. Each week, our show offers transparent, insightful conversations with industry leaders. We unveil the magic behind the scenes, from candid discussions about unique filmmaking processes to in-depth technical exploration.
Join us in unraveling the intricacies of filmmaking one episode at a time. It's more than just cameras and lenses over here. We aim to inspire, educate, and empower as we peel back the curtain on the art of effective storytelling.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. All right. As a DP, I know purchasing gear can kind of be a nightmare. Whether you're talent or crew, finding technical solutions to any of your problems can be very challenging. And what's even harder is knowing where to go. So we have an answer for you. Head over to BandPro, one of our incredible sponsors here at CFA. Whether you're looking for high-end cameras and lenses or looking for guidance on what is needed to get started on this equipment journey of yours, BandPro has the gear and team that you need to thrive in your own career.
They are the exclusive representative of Ingenue's complete cinema line for all of North and South America, and their customer support is fantastic. Not only do they have a great team to answer any product question you might have, but they also have a talented team of in-house technicians that you can actually talk to get your equipment back up and running.
Which is really important, especially if you're on set. So,
yeah.
Bonus. Go to bandpro.com or stop in at their location in Burbank, and please make sure to say hi from CFA because we love them so very much.
Us.
Yeah, hello. Thanks, everyone. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the CFA podcast here at AFI Fest. I am Indiana Underhill, joined by my co-host, Haley Royal.
Hi.
And we are very excited for this final day of interviews to pretty much start our morning. It's our second interview of the day with director and co-writer of the Summer with Carmen, Zacharias Mavroeidis. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very excited that we have you during your 48-hour period here in Los Angeles. And congratulations on...
During my 48-hour jet lag.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Now, before we dive into this short interview, can you give the audience who hasn't seen it a bit of a log line, some context about what the Summer with Carmen is about?
Okay, so the Summer with Carmen is a queer bromance. It tells the story of two friends, Nikitas and Demosthenis, who spend a day at the beach trying to figure out a script for a feature film that is inspired by events that took place 2 summers ago in their lives. That was the Summer with Carmen. So it's kind of like a meta film. It's like a film within a film.
Fantastic.
And through this process, the two characters basically come face to face with pending issues in their friendship.
Oh, wow. Sounds incredible. And so with the intent, so you're a co-writer, obviously the director. How long had you been working on the script before you went into production?
We didn't work like thoroughly for a couple of years. It was like on and off, and then for I guess like 2 years more, it was quite intense work.
Wow. And what is your co-writing process like?
I mean, it was my first time to co-write, so we somehow had to figure it out along the way. At the beginning, we really worked together. But after a certain point, for my co-writer, it was difficult to, because he also had a day job, so he wasn't he couldn't devote the full time of his on the project. So I would write and he would give feedback. So we had to find a way to work, to move forward, and that was it. Like I would spend some hours working, and he would give some feedback.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so how early on, from when you started to kind of intensively go into the script, how early on were you thinking about casting choices?
And I didn't think about it. I mean, casting came when the script was ready to go into pre-production. But I always write a new draft when the cast is there.
Oh wow!
So I mean, we spent like a year preparing for the film because it was postponed for 6-month periods, which is quite common in Greece or in Europe. Or in America, maybe also.
Yeah.
Films are postponed for all sorts of reasons. But during this period, and this is something I did also in my previous film, I would like, once we had the casting fixed, I would like to. I like to have one-on-one meetings with the actors, not which we just discuss about the film, discuss about the character, the intentions, the backstory, etc. And I end up always rewriting the script somehow. I think that you write the story and then you find an actor, and somehow both they need to take some steps to meet somewhere in the middle.
Oh, that's cool. I really like
Wow.
that. So
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
yeah, and I love
think
it.
it's
So
beautiful.
in those one-on-one meetings, what is it like is it the feedback that you're taking, or is it, oh, that actor had an idea for where this could go, maybe I add that in?
It's both. I mean, there's not a recipe of what takes place during
Yeah.
these one-on-one meetings. So sometimes it's like really focused on the script. Sometimes it's just looking for backstory, or sometimes it's just improvising things. Or
Wow.
I remember for a period in these rehearsing, let's say, meetings with not the main actor, his friend who is the writer. We would basically work on how he writes. Like not how he, because in the film he's writing all the time. So we just experiment about what
Great.
writing might be for him, how he writes, how he uses his pen, how he uses his body language.
That must be a lot of fun.
So when you're casting, since you know you will write again once you have some time with these actors, are you searching for an essence or a look, or are you just finding people you think would be great to work with? What is your casting philosophy?
First of all, I have a very good, two very good collaborators in the casting. My casting directors, Zacharias Mavroeidis and Sotiria Marini, who are really well-established casting directors in Greece. So we work together with them. And can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yes, when you're casting, when you're looking for
Yes.
actors, having in mind that you will rewrite once you meet them and know them and kind of put whatever their essence is into the story. After the fact, are you focusing on finding the right look for your script, or do you want a feeling from
No.
them, or you just want people you
No.
think will be
Yeah.
great?
I mean, it depends on the part and on the script, but there might be some prerequisites. Like, for example, in this film, I wanted the two main characters to look quite differently, and I didn't want them to look like a couple, because
Okay.
there is no romantic. Nothing romantic between them, so I didn't. But they're both two gay characters that are all day together. So there was this chance that some people from the audience would be tempted to interpret the frictions between them as a romantic issue,
Yes, yeah.
which it still stands as a possibility, of course. But I wanted to try to avoid this as possible. So that was the only prerequisite, that somehow that they look as less as a couple as possible. But apart from that, then it's, I was really open to suggestions.
It's open.
And as an example, in my previous film, what was called Defunct, the main actor who played the film was nothing like what I had in mind, and I casted him first for a minor part, and it took a lot of time until the character in my head, walked the distance towards him. But once he did, and then we said, okay, we go together. Then we walked the rest of the journey, in order to actually rewrite the script somehow to fit him.
Seems like such a holistic way of casting.
Now, I have here that we have a great intake form here, so we can ask kind of the right questions and really get into it while we have the time. Now, you actually were shooting.
Just to come back to this holistic thing, because
Yeah.
you're never casting one character just for the part. You're also you're casting the relationships in the film. So it's always important that the ideal character, the ideal actor for a part might not be the ideal for the film.
Right.
Because they all need to create a web of characters that function together.
It's more the dynamic between the characters that you're looking for and the chemistry or lack thereof than a
Because
specific look.
it's important that they all, one character being ideal for the part, it would collapse if the rest around, he doesn't fit with the rest, the characters around him.
Yes.
And this can be not a matter of who plays good. It might be just a matter of essence, or of somehow acting qualities that are difficult to to put down in words, but they are there. So
Expansive.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, you were actually shooting in Athens on a gay cruising beach, I have written down here. Now, what was that like? What is the logistics around shooting there? Tell me about kind of the decision-making process.
I mean, it's an actual location, and the story takes place there.
Yes,
So the
yeah.
characters are in a queer beach. I mean, we could have moved to another beach and say that this is a queer beach, but this one in particular, it's a very beautiful beach. It's basically a rock, and you dive from the rocks inside the sea. It's quite steep, so it's kind of amphitheatrical. So this creates a very beautiful backdrop for the characters, and it's like the blue sea, the blue sky, the white rocks, and then just bodies.
Beautiful.
And most of them naked, but not all of them.
Yeah.
So this is a really minimal and really beautiful setting.
Yeah.
We shot early May, so there were not a lot of people there, actual bathers. That would make things complicated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a difficult location to shoot because it's really steep. It's really easy to slip and hurt yourself. With 2 members of the crew actually had a minor
Oh my
accident.
gosh. Oh no.
No.
Yes, but minor.
Yes, yeah.
And it's also quite close to Athens airport, so for the sound technicians it was really a nightmare
Yeah.
with the waves, the winds, and the airplanes. But at the same time, shooting outside, it's always you have space.
Always the elements, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, it's so incredible. What are you hoping the audience's biggest takeaways are for the Summer with Carmen?
I don't know. I mean, now the film is out there, so each one can take or leave it, whatever he wants or she wants from the film.
Fantastic. I love it.
Take what you will.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I directed the film. I don't want to direct the audience now to what to do with it.
I love it. I love the mindset around that. And so it's so important that you get out and see The Summer with Carmen so that you can check it out for yourself and make your own determination based off of what the crew has put together for you.
Yeah. What will you feel
Yeah.
after you see this movie?
Let us know.
Let's
That's
find
for sure.
out.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Should we say that it plays tonight at
We will
9:15?
absolutely say
Yeah.
that, yes. But it does play tonight at 9:15. At the final night of AFI Fest. You can check out The Summer with Carmen. I was joined here with the director and co-writer, Zacharias Mavroeidis. Thank you so much.
Thank you for hosting
Thank
me.
you,
Yeah,
Zacharias.
we'll see you for the next one.
Bye,
Awesome.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Join us in bridging the gap between talent and crew. Start by subscribing on your preferred podcast platform. Sign up for our newsletter to stay up to date on vendor discounts, community events, new podcast releases, and you can educate yourself through our free course releases on YouTube.
It all starts at cinematographyforactors.com. And if you like this episode, consider leaving a review to make it easier for fine folks just like yourself to find us. We have some super exciting news. CFA has teamed up with We Make Movies to offer you a discount on production management services, including access to comprehensive production insurance, workers' comp for your next shoot. All you have to do is visit wemakemovies.com/insurance and use code CFA23 on your intake form for 10% off your quote.
Also, we've just partnered with We Audition, which I'm sure you know I'm very excited about, to offer you 25% off your membership. Use code CFA25 to get that membership for only $7.50 a month or $75 a year.